Won't you take me by the hand? Won't you let me know what's up in your head? And I know, oh, it might not be the right time for you and me. And that's okay, as long as you're happy. Yeah, that's okay, as long as you're happy. Won't you let me know what's real? Won't you tell me just for once how you feel? And I know, oh, it might not be the right time for you and me. And that's okay, as long as you're happy. Yeah, that's okay, as long as you're happy. Won't you take me by the hand? Won't you let me know what's up in your head? And I know, oh, it might not be the right time for you and me. And that's okay, as long as you're happy. Yeah, that's okay, if you wanna be without me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
I gotta lower that. Welcome to the Friday. Today is the test that we are conducting.
I'm on sensory overload this morning.
No, we are conducting.
How many? Am I right?
I am telling you.
I got a duck.
I got it. You got a duck?
Sure, that duck.
You
I
don't
got
even,
a duck keeping me stable today.
do you know the history of the duck?
Yes.
Do you know the history of the duck, Katie?
Nope.
The history of the duck.
Go ahead.
Shall I share?
Yes, sure.
But good morning first, everyone. Happy Fun Friday from the Brooklyn Cafe Show. We have an amazing day lined up for you and an incredible Saturday with some new cartoons coming out from our animation department, which is wow. I can't even say more than wow. We're going to give you a sneak peek about that. We're talking ducks today, apparently, so I guess we're adding to our Fun Friday.
Now, do you want to tell people what we're doing today?
What are we doing today?
You have no idea of how excited I am.
All right, tell us, please.
Amp It Up Radio. That is our online radio platform. And the reason that we created it, that they don't understand, is that we are able to share this show anywhere in the world using that platform with any radio station, TV station, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Beautiful.
It comes in on real time. It's delayed by about 2 seconds. It is 13 years in the making for this to happen. Now, watch them. If you use your eyes and you're watching the board ops, they're watching sound, they're making sure that the sound is clear, and now I can hear what Slick is doing. I can see what Josh is doing. I can do it here, California, the Philippines, even in China, at the same time that we're doing it. On top of that, not only is Amp It Up doing this, but we have all the multiple platforms, the channels, and everything else. This is like a dream come true. I know you guys just don't get it, but when you chase something for 13 years and you see it unfold in front of you, you say, wow. And then they took it to another level. The Children's Television Network, what Bailey put together with Jonathan
And the wizard.
and
Oh my
Josh,
gosh.
they're going to be using the deal. But I got to tell you, I got to shout it out to Katie, the one that's not here today,
Kira.
Kira. I did something with a K. Carol.
Katie, look here, she sits right there.
Because I'm sitting in her spot.
Well, you're
That's what confused you.
You almost like her. But I gotta tell you, I have to take my hat off to her. Because I put a challenge on the table, what was it, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think so.
And she cried and she said, it can't be done, it can't be done, it can't be done. And Bailey came over and put her arm around her and says, you know what, we're gonna figure out a way of doing it. And last night, when I was at the club, which we'll talk about in a second, with Slick, I saw what they sent over, and she did it.
It's unbelievable.
She did something that I didn't think could be done. I'm going to tell you the truth. I put it out there to see if you guys would take the challenge. And holy smokes did they take the challenge. Not only is it impressive that she did it, and you guys helped her, but everybody that played a part in this thing, I heard the voices today.
Should we play it?
We're going to play it. You want to play it now?
Yeah, Josh, cue it up.
Josh, you have it?
Yeah.
Let's cue it up. I got to tell you, I got to tip my hat. Let's play this for a second here.
Take a look at this piece created by our animators.
Slouch? Slouch! Your line?
Oh. Grab a bowl of footies and put your cereal on.
No, Slouch. It's grab a bowl of cereal and put on your footies.
Grab a bowl of cereal and put your footies on because we're about to knock your socks off over at the Brooklyn Cafe. It'll give me 15 more hours.
It looks like such a simple thing.
It is unbelievable.
It's taking hours, man-hours, to make the animators move. And it's just the characters. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But it isn't about the end product. The end product is great. But it was about the effort to get there.
Josh, have a two-shot, please.
The effort to get there. You know, and the bottom line is that when you come into this place, we're trying to teach you guys the business side of it, trying to teach you the humorous side of it. And you guys brought it home. And I am so proud of everybody in this building.
This
Thanks,
piece
Freddie.
was so unbelievable. And Jonathan, that was your voice, right?
Yes, it was.
I didn't even realize that was you. I knew that was the wizard. And I'm sitting here listening, and there you are. What do you think?
Very good. Good. The animation is. There's always room for improvement in the animation, but the overall final product was very good.
But they're getting it done.
I think we should keep him. Do you remember when you and I first started at our first radio station? We had a board op who you only heard.
Yeah.
I think we should keep him as the voice,
I am the voice of reason and the voice of truth.
You're
I
the
gotta
voice
tell
of
you-
Sloth.
right?
I gotta tell you, him and the
Slouch
other guy,
McSloth.
him and the other writer together,
The wizard.
the wizard, they're a dangerous combination.
It's an unbelievable piece, and Bailey, to you and your crew, all of them, amazing teamwork. I have to
I
tell
call
you.
him the Wiz.
Thank
Wiz.
you.
Really, really nice job. And all I can tell you is yesterday, when you left here, I just want to know, raise of hands, if this has happened to you, give us a call. Our phone lines are open. 888-994-4995. Call in Studio A. Have you ever had a conversation you say to me, but Freddie said? And if you are part of that elite group of the Freddie said, I want to hear from you. 888-994-4995, Studio A.
And if
They're
you
all
call,
laughing.
if you call, I'll give you 2 tickets. I still have 4 tickets left. I'll give you 2 tickets so you can go see Top Gun for free this week.
I gotta love it. How was it?
I saw it too. It was,
Saw it already.
it was amazing.
We're
not spoiling it.
I don't want to hear it.
We're not spoiling it. We're just
boy.
saying it was a great movie.
I heard it wasn't really that
You
great.
guys
It
gave
wasn't.
I liked it a
I
lot,
heard it
but
wasn't.
I think the reason why I liked it so much is because I haven't seen the original. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my
that's
gosh,
why.
that's exactly
You ever
why.
seen West Side Story, the original?
No.
You ever seen the second one, the remake?
Yeah.
Slick's nephew kept
See the
his clothes
second
on.
one. You would appreciate what he did in the second one. So now, you want to tell them the history of the duck?
So the history of the Ducks. I have to give you guys a big shout out that you started a new radio show last night called Breeze TV, and you guys talked about movies. A ton of spoiler alerts. So if you are not up
That
to
wasn't-
date on your movies, do not watch Breeze TV because you need like a disclaimer. Spoiler alert.
She didn't spoil as
Great
much.
TV.
She sort of slipped something out, but she said, I'll spoil it next episode.
That
so
wasn't the show that intrigued me so much. It was that craziness you guys did afterwards.
The 2020?
What the hell was that?
Okay, I had to drink coffee and I was off the walls.
You did?
I was just in a different dimension.
That was
Oh,
after you took
but
the nap.
I wish I could have been there to see
Haley
that.
did a good job of running the game for
She
us.
was the host.
She was the
Where'd
host.
you get the questions?
We have games in the back.
We found a game
Oh,
in
you
the
were
back.
playing the game from the back? I'm looking at this thing going, what in the world are they doing? But then I said, I guess that's creative juices that flow. And somebody had a cup of coffee.
Which I will not be doing for a very long time now.
Why? I thought
No.
it gave you a little animation.
It gave me energy, but it was just not needed, and I had too much energy.
No, it was good. It was probably very good.
I think that I had too much energy. That's what I believe.
It's funny because I'm watching Haley's doing
And
the
I can't believe I
calm person
missed
in
that.
The whole group. She's just looking around at all this crazy. Even Slick was a little bit hyper.
He was doing the peacock.
It was so busy in here yesterday that I didn't even get a chance to talk to any of the crew at all. Because you were all in here doing show after show after show. And in walks Gina Bella and says, hi, I'm going to do a show at 6.
And she told you she spoke to me.
And
She
she
never
says,
spoke to me.
Freddie said,
No. No.
Ivy went, Freddie said,
How in the world would I leave here and not tell you guys that
lucky
Gina's
this
not
week,
coming?
Freddie said, I'm
I
glad
wouldn't-
Freddie says all these things.
I
And he
wouldn't
then
do it.
goes, but Freddie didn't tell you.
Really calling out some
Freddie's
people
not
right now.
here.
I would have said something.
It's all good. We got it taken care of. It was a great show. And next week, Gina's going to bring in some ceramics. We're going to do ceramics on the set.
See, I wanted to be here for that show then because I would have wanted to see the whole art thing. She says, when I feel better, I never heard from her.
So next week, we're going to be doing ceramics on set, which will be a whole lot
We
of
have some
fun.
new shows coming out, right? We have
Apparently, Katie has a show.
What's
I'm
the name of
working
your
on
show?
it. It's called Stress Less and Decompress with Katie.
I like it.
Still working on it, but
Stress less and decompress.
actually Alana came up with the name, and she was giving me some good ideas because
surprise.
I had way too many names and they were not great. But she just gave me a simple one, and I was like, you know what? You're right. That
By the
one
way, I
sounds
want you to
good.
bring in your birth certificate.
What?
I cannot believe you're a Leo. You just gotta be on the cuspice or something.
When's your birthday?
August 13th.
That was my
She's a
grandfather's
Leo.
birthday. Of course it was.
And then we had In and Out yesterday. You did your show.
We got a new edition coming out on that one. Did
She
you
did
talk to
really-
your friends?
No, not yet.
We got a new edition of Inside Out with Haley coming out about mental health.
Okay. And the other thing is, Josh is supposed to give us a name today of his show.
Music Man.
He hasn't even thought about it.
Josh, we've decided, this was our conversation yesterday. Slick is pretty chill. Slick is so chill that when Bree told me last night she wasn't coming in today, I thought she was kidding. And I said, are you serious? And she said, yeah. I said, really, you're not coming in? She says, no. I said, are you doing a Slick or are you really not coming in? She says, no, I'm really not coming in. I wouldn't do that to you. So as calm as Slick is, you are at a whole nother sub-level of chill.
Sub-level.
Sub-level. He's like a sub-zero refrigerator.
They're saying
of-
that they have to hold a mirror
of
to your
chill,
nose
no
to see if
pun
you're breathing.
intended. Are you always like this?
Are you taking anything?
Huh?
Of course he is.
I'm always on something.
What are
yeah.
you on?
He's like,
Always
oh,
on
I'm always
You're
on
having-
something.
He's
You
a
have to be-
musician.
You have to take something in order to be this chill.
No, I mean, I gotta practice it. You gotta practice
Mental
keeping your health or your
Cool.
mental
How
health.
do you do that?
Yeah, really. Like,
Do you have like some
Um,
sort of magical power?
No,
How do you stress and decompress?
He puts on his Superman cape.
I'm always stressed.
You are?
Yeah.
Really? You're high strung?
Yeah.
Really?
Where?
You wouldn't be able to tell, right?
No.
We have
Really? So how do you keep your mind straight and so chill?
I don't know. I
My
guess,
show's gonna help you
meditation's
out.
Key. Yeah.
And you're gonna dance on your show.
no.
Texas is gonna dance. The Texas
I like to
two-step.
dance in between shows,
What?
not on shows.
I can't believe, like, you believe he's stressed?
Me?
Well, if he
Not-
just did-
Yeah,
you
you.
I know are stressed, Josh.
You don't even use a mic.
Of course.
It's right here.
So use it.
I'm always using my mic.
You using it now?
Miss Pretty asked how many people we have working with us on any given
No,
day.
she says she's coming over. Her and her
She
husband.
can't believe how many of you go over there every day, so now they need to come over
They're gonna come over.
Go where?
from Sunny Stop.
That's
Oh.
the bodega.
The
In
market.
Bodega?
Sunny Stop the market.
I'm doing their commercial.
Sunny Stop the market.
Now I got a question. Last night, Slick and I went down to Genesis,
With JC.
the nightclub. We checked out.
For business.
From the Bible, not the book
correct.
from the
The
Bible.
what?
For business
For
reasons.
business. And what we did was
Just clarifying.
we set up a little tray of
Lost
Harbor. And Slick was doing. Slick can dance. I'm
Slick was
telling you.
there.
Slick was there with me, huh? And he was there. He was doing the dance. He was pouring the drinks to the senoritas.
Slick, you can dance.
Yeah.
You never
You
told
can
us.
drink?
He didn't even. I don't
Can
think
I
he
have
had a
some?
drink, but he poured, right?
That
So-
explains it.
So I was with Linda. I was talking to Linda, and we're watching Slick operate. Digit City in the house.
You got some digits, Slick.
Not at all. I mean, I felt like it was just a nice night with me, Freddie.
But wait a minute.
It was
this is
just a
what I
nice night,
uncovered.
huh?
Slick is very particular.
Particular.
Well, you should be.
No, I mean like
About
if,
what?
Like if somebody's at a club, normally a woman comes up to you and they talk to you. You entertain the conversation. It doesn't mean you have to love them. Hey, how you doing? Maybe you do a dance
What
or
I need-
something.
it's
You
a Thursday
entertain
night.
That conversation.
You do the Michael Scott twirl.
You know.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not at all. You gotta.
He's
You
like
gotta.
this, and he's like, and they're like, don't do the twirl.
Please find the Michael Scott twirl on
I think everyone needs to see it.
Yeah, I
wanna
gotta
see it,
see. it.
Josh.
I think that should be everyone's
Michael
you
Scott
know
twirl.
the
Let's
guy.
find the Michael
You know the guy that says we need more cowbells. I had to live that for about 6 months.
Now you're gonna live the Michael Scott twirl. You're like a walking meme.
So I go with Slick, and he's talking to the senoritas. So I come over and I whisper, he says, "Did you get a digit?" And she don't speak English.
She didn't. Yeah, she didn't at all.
He was improvising all the
I
time.
thought she said hi, but she was really saying "Como estás?" Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, this is not. I wasn't
learn some
expecting
Spanish.
that.
It was a nice place
I
though.
did.
The
Yeah.
place is nice. It's
Mhm.
not huge though, right, Slick?
Correct. It's not huge. It's like a it's a nice place.
I
It's
think
not
it
huge.
holds maybe 200 people. That's really it.
Was Frankie Barbado there?
Yeah. He slapped me in the face. He gave me the Italian slap.
He said, "Why didn't you go to his event on Saturday?"
Yeah. I said, Frankie, let me tell you something. I don't do this anymore. I don't go clubbing anymore. I don't do this.
I know I haven't been clubbing in forever.
I said, I'm here as you know, out of loyalty to the people that were involved and the shows that we do. And Christine was there because I wanted to help kick this thing off. And that place on Thursday nights is going to need a lot of work. Not because it's a bad place. The music was outstanding, but the word's got to get out. And the only way you're going to do that is by having foot traffic. But Slick gave me a good idea. We can set up multiple places. All you need to do is be there for an hour. Now, you don't have to show up at the beginning, something we learned. You can show up 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, like I used to do in the day.
Yeah.
And you have some senoritas giving out some drinks and some guys that can dance. And then people, he was putting our show on this lady's phone yesterday, right?
She was too busy drinking Lost Harbor, and anybody who wants to, I'll say, buy Lost Harbor, it's online and it's at Total Wines. But I had to make sure that she followed us on Facebook. Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then I surround the bottles with the Brooklyn Cafe coffee. They go, huh? Latinos love their coffee. I gave
They
it
do.
back to the barkeeper.
She thought
I
she
thought she was gonna.
no, she thought we were displaying it, and
Yeah, I
then
said,
we're
"That's
like,
for
that's
you."
for you. Yeah.
She went, ah, really? And then that's when she says, put your show on my phone.
How'd you do that?
I honestly don't know, but after that, she started bringing more people to, or more ladies towards me, to say, hey, he has a amazing, I'll say, wine, gin, no, not wine, vodka, gin, and rum. You can try it. Let us
First
know how you
time I
taste it.
tried the
Yeah.
rum, her rum is unbelievable.
It's good.
It has a vanilla scent to it. It's great. So the guy from the Boca Chamber was there, not Boca, from the Chamber of Commerce. Tall guy, 6'3". He comes over, he tastes, he says, I have a hint of vanilla. And I looked at him and says, you like it? I have a hint of vanilla. He kept saying that. I said, do you like
Now
it?
you're making me want to try it. It's almost 12.
One person was comparing it to,
almost
like, they were hinting coconut every time they drank it.
It was really freaking
I
good.
mean to drink.
So anyway, I want to do more of those things in different places. So now I have
Josh
my
can do them
go-to.
too.
Josh can do what?
Do what? You guys can take turns going to the different clubs. You got Slick, you got Josh, you got military.
It's we need some female influences.
Yes, or did Tomati Gurakupa?
This one's
What
not
just
going.
came out of your mouth?
She's speaking in tongues.
What language is that?
Gibberish?
Spanish. I just like.
It's
I
Frank.
just
Frank.
I just
Frank
look
got her
up for-
tongue.
I just like typed in a
Frank
phrase
got her
and like
tongue.
Google Translate and it's like.
I have to ask, did anybody watch any of the hearings last night?
No.
I heard the highlights this morning on the news.
Anyone hear the highlights? Watch the hearings?
I heard
What
the
happened?
The hearings of the January 5th,
Insurrection.
What happened?
the insurrection?
Insurrection.
What do you-
haven't.
No? Well, everyone, you know, all happened January 5th, right? The insurrection when they were trying to allegedly overthrow our government and say that Donald Trump was still the president.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
you mean when the bunch of people just broke into the big White House?
The Capitol. The Capitol.
Yeah, my stepdad was watching it last night.
I got to tell you, and I did not see it, but what I heard, some of it, that people were slipping down the hallways on blood and the amount of violence and
Ooh.
It really goes to show how tightly secure that place is.
Well, then nobody in their right mind would attack, allegedly, the
building.
Capitol building. And there was one police officer, she was saying how she is not trained to do combat. She's trained 1 or 2 perks, and she can't. But she was slipping on people's blood. You know, 5
was
police
horrible.
officers
That was
died
horrible.
that day. And they also brought a, what they call it, a guillotine, a guillotine, whatever, with the noose to hang Vice President Pence. And the only person in the entire building, according to their documents, that called for backup, the National Guard, was Vice President Pence. It is the only person. Nobody else could think their way about calling backup and help because they thought that nobody believed that 1,000 people, 10,000 people were gonna attack the. Now, did you see how the chamber, they put furniture up and there were 2 guys with guns? So Linda asked me last night, well, what 2 guys gonna do? They come to the door and you shoot and you reload. And anybody that comes to the door is going to get shot.
yeah, it's better than not having the 2 guns, but just to see and to hear that this is actually our government and the information that has come out and the allegations of who is spearheading it, it's unbelievable.
They're going after Trump. They don't want him to run. Listen, 1814 it happened when the Capitol was stormed or burned or something.
1814.
But think about that. 200 years ago, the fact that we are recreating history because we have not learned from our mistakes, from that to the war in the Ukraine, from the Holocaust to what we're seeing now, I don't understand if our kids have not suffered enough. We talked about this yesterday.
They have, you know, a lot of people don't like what's happening in our country. Inflation, this, people living in the cost, people living in the street. A lot of people don't have a voice to say, you know what, I don't like it. They don't vote. They don't understand the voting system. They don't. So you get a bunch of people that get together and says, you know what, I'm going to attack and I'm going to maim and kill people for you because they don't hear your suffering. And that's what's fueling this whole thing. There is such a divide right now that those that don't know how to even get the word out, they just, you know, they're choking. So you saw a lot of hate and frustration going on right now. Now they're going to make, I think, a 12-part series of this thing.
And you just got to see what the outcome is. But
Oh, never mind.
Tell me.
No, I forgot.
Well,
did you see any of it? I'm sure you guys don't
how do
want
you
to watch
feel
it.
about it, being your age?
Well, I just think, well, no one wants to just stand up and do something themselves because they want support and they feel like they're not going to get support, so they just go along with everyone else and like, oh, I won't do anything about it. And that's the problem, you know, like no one will say, oh, this is wrong, we need to make a change, etc. People are
Why?
like, oh, well, the world's not doing great, I'm just going to sit back and see what happens.
Is
When-
that how you guys feel?
I mean, I feel like I feel like some people do want to. There are many people who do want to make a change, and they have.
Do you want to
But-
make change?
Yeah.
Or you do?
Yeah, I mean, but there are some people in the world who say, "Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. We need to make a change," and they agree completely, but they don't end up actually making a change, like taking that step. You know, like and that's
They
what we
want to
need.
make a change in their heads, but they won't do anything
Yeah.
to make a change.
They're like, yeah, you're
physically.
right. They agree. They just won't do that. Make that action.
Do you think one person, Haley, can make a difference?
Now, if
You?
I think, honestly, I think it is possible. Maybe might be difficult, might be difficult, but I think eventually it could be possible.
But all starts with one, right? One
Yeah.
idea, one thought. Doesn't mean you, one person, have to change the world single-handedly, but you
It starts with one
you
person.
come together with a community that supports your ideas.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
starts with one, and then you get support, and you just keep building until you have everyone.
All right, I got 2 scenarios I need to ask you. You see a guy stealing food from Publix. Do you rat him out? And the second one is you see a guy or girl robbing somebody's purse, a senior's purse. What do you do?
Josh. That's what happens when you're so chill.
The Publix one, I'm gonna leave the guy alone, and then if I see someone stealing a purse, I'm gonna go over there and say what's up.
You're gonna
And
say
then-
what's up?
I'm gonna, probably not, but.
Are you gonna attack the guy to try to stop him? Would you do that?
I'll probably like afterwards. I'll watch it, and then I'll go over to the girl like, "Are
To
you
make sure
are
she's
you
okay.
okay?" Yeah, yeah.
It's an honest answer. Slick, what would you do, Slick?
Question one more time. Say it again. Yeah. I was watching
A
the sun.
senior getting a purse stolen and a guy in public stealing food. What do you do?
A senior getting a purse stolen and a guy.
In public stealing food.
I help out the senior because
Would you attack the guy stealing, or you would go over to make sure the senior is okay?
I'll make sure the senior's okay because I don't know what the guy has on him. To be honest.
Answer. What would the ladies do?
I don't know if I would attack them because I don't know if I physically can, but I have resources.
Such as?
I have mace.
Would you use it on the guy?
Yeah. I mean, if like not just randomly, but like if they were hurting someone or whatever.
Have you ever had to use it?
Thankfully, no. I also have a bat in my car.
So you would
Never
go
used
after
it.
the guy.
She has a bat in her car.
I'm a small woman. I need some
I
protection.
understand, but
I
you will
need-
go. You will go after the guy. Is the point? What about the guy?
I don't know. I think I would think about it first, see how big the person is, because I'm kind of small. I would get my resources and approach with caution first, and then I would probably take a whack. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't take a whack, but I would, I think I would do the same thing as Josh, like at least check in afterwards and be like, hey, are you okay? Everything, I don't know if I would be able to like actually.
To stop the guy.
Yeah.
What about the one stealing food at Publix?
Oh, that happens every
I
Would you
would,
rat him out?
yeah.
You would
Yeah.
rat him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, we all have to pay for
I
things and,
understand. I understand.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I probably wouldn't rat the guy out. I mean, I think it's up to like the establishment to like know that people are stealing from their store.
Okay.
So if they're not like seeing it on their cameras or anything, why should I be the camera? And like maybe he'll come and be like, "Why did you rat me out?" And then
What about the guy stealing the purse?
so I probably would just tense up in that situation and not do anything, but I also imagine like kind of like a chase scene, like pushing like the shopping cart into him and like me and the girl chasing after him.
Sounds epic.
But
That's an honest answer. That happens to be the number one answer where I got this from. What about you, Bailey?
If I had a weapon on me, like say like what Kate said.
Bailey, you can't add to the question. You see it, it's what you have on you right now. What would you do?
Okay, I would. Okay, if I saw someone shoplifting,
Yeah.
I would totally rat the person out.
Okay, what about the senior with the purse?
Well, considering like Katie, I'm a very small person, so I probably won't be able. I probably like get pummeled.
Okay, so you would maybe make sure the lady
Yeah, I
is
would make
okay.
sure the lady's okay first.
Okay. And Jonathan, what about you? Because you're a big guy. What would you do?
I'd probably just call the police to let them handle it.
Okay. And what about the shoplifter? Would you rat him out?
Probably if I got a good look at his face. Probably if I got a good look at his face.
Well, you see the shoplifting going on. You go over to the counter. There's a guy out of 5 shoplifting.
Yeah, but if he's wearing a mask, I can't identify him.
Well, they keep adding stuff to the equation.
There's nothing you can't add to the equation. What would you do?
Interesting.
I can't.
I would call the police on the shoplifter for sure.
Okay.
Not the shoplifter, the senior. The shoplifter, I would probably go up to the customer service and just say, you might want to keep an eye on this person. It looks like they are, taking food. Maybe they need it, but just keep an eye.
Now, I got this from John Tesh. He does a program at night, and he asks these questions. And he says, think about this scenario. And the reason that we don't rat out the guy stealing the food is because things are so bad right now. It's probably he's trying to feed his family or himself. and you sort of sit back and say, you know what? Let me help you get out the store. True story. It's a
Really?
true story about what's going on right now. My niece is hired in one of the stores in New York to assist homeless to get what they want to get them out.
You had told me they have like a certain amount of food that they will write off as lost, stolen.
That's what they're giving out. So, what you're saying is 100% true. You're not there to be the eyes and the ears and put yourself in harm's way.
These are like multi-million.
But what's
dollar
happening right now
corporations.
psychologically, things are so hard right now for people, for you, for
Especially
us.
with gas prices,
Everything's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's it
So-
cost you to fill up your car? You have a big car.
like 70-ish.
Ooh.
That's what I paid today.
Yeah, that's
And I went to Costco for $4.66, and I spent $71 because I wait till I'm dry.
sometimes it gets close to 80, and I'm like,
Well, you
I'm just
don't have
gonna-
a tank then.
yeah.
The second scenario of shoplifting or helping a senior is points towards your sentimental of how you're feeling about things going on around you right now, about yourself, is what he says.
Really?
Yes, the sentiment, like you would call the police, so you are in the zone of doing things correctly. Going correctly.
Good morning.
But the bottom line here is that a lot of people in scenarios of there's shootings or bad things going on, unless you have a personal stake in the deal, you won't go in that direction. You will go in the other direction, calling the police, making sure that the person is okay.
I feel like it also depends if they have weapons on them. You know, if they have a gun or a knife or something, I will not be approaching.
I mean,
Well-
if they have a knife, you could probably take them. But if they have a gun, forget about it.
I would
The thing
still
is, you
stay
don't
away.
know.
You don't know what's gonna happen. They could have a gun and not use it at all, but if they have a gun, they will probably point it at you.
The
If
gun
you,
doesn't even have to be loaded, to be honest.
yeah, but you never know.
Well, the bottom line here is that fear is the factor. You're not going to react because of fear. And I had this argument last night at another room that if I don't do something, the fear of not doing something will haunt me for the rest of my life. And if something ever happened to anybody in here and I didn't react, I can't live with myself. I'm going that way. You can go that way, that's okay, but I'm going that way. Because the only thing I can see is if you don't take this guy out, or girl, or whatever it is, if you don't take a shot at doing it, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So think about it, you're in the movie theater, you should always make sure you know where the exits are. You should always look around where you can duck and hide, because if things happen, you gotta decide what you're gonna do. It's really, really interesting what he brought up yesterday. How to preserve in a state of fear. And all we live in right now is in fear.
Yep, that's why we talked about it. That's why I can't wait to see your show. It's not going to be an easy show for you to do, but it's an important show. It's whatever support you need. And stress and decompress with this one. It's important. You saw someone come in yesterday and he couldn't wait to meet you.
Yeah.
He says, I got to meet her. And we said, isn't she in the room? I guess you're going out to get something to eat for lunch.
Paul's
So,
son.
Yep.
That was such an ironic day yesterday.
Yeah.
There was a lot of turns and
And it was not put together. It just happened to be here. Like everything happens when we come into these magical walls of bringing people together. But he has his story. He was a senior at the time you were a freshman, and he did not like the way the media and the school and some of the things happened.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I wrote my college essay about.
So he sort of stepped away from the situation physically, but emotionally it still lingers because things like you said, should he have done something different? He didn't act. He didn't want to be front and center in the media brigade, but it still haunts him.
Yeah.
you got to be able to react under pressure when something bad is happening. And that is the hardest thing to do. And you got to think clearly. You got to think your way out to safety, to make sure you're going what direction. And we talked about this. We even talked about locking the door. Now, I found out yesterday in the investigations in Texas and the massacres that the doors were steel. I was told they were wood, but they were steel. And they wanted to get the keys. There was no way, allegedly, of them to knock these doors out. Now they're saying that's not true, but they couldn't get through the doors, so they waited an hour to get keys.
That doesn't make no sense to
And
me.
the guy that was in charge did not know he was in charge.
Wow.
How you like this one?
We got a whole stuff going on. What's going on in Texas? I mean, are they just? Is the news different in Texas over what happened in Texas and we're getting here?
I
You don't know.
I'm not
You have
really
family
sure.
in Texas?
Yeah.
That's what she
Are
said.
they telling you anything?
No.
Something like that? I think that there's so much going on right now. And I'm going to tell you something. Not for nothing, media, mass media, you better be very, very careful on how you're presenting these facts. And let me tell you why. Some cop is better than no cop. Some first responder, watch your hand, is better than no responders. And you start throwing people under the bus, you better do it intelligently. Because nobody knew what to do when this massacre occurred. Nobody. I don't care who you are. I'm not saying that what the cops did was right. I'm just saying deliver the message when you finish the investigation. All of these leaks that are going out is not helping the situation with law enforcement. I mean, think about it. You're a cop. You wake up every day. You got to go to the fire. You can't ask how hot it is. You just got to go. And some people shouldn't be cops.
But there's a whole mental health component because they are people too.
Of course they
which
are.
is why the suicide rate and the mental health breakdown and drug abuse is so enormous on our first responders because of this.
Same thing with the White House cops.
Yep.
White House cop says, I'm going to be here for 22 years. This is an easy gig. All I got to say is, hey, stop running in the hallways. Hey, you don't put gum on the floor. Until it got real. And my heart bleeds for them. But we set this thing up for ourselves. We didn't train our first responders. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to get trained. I'm going to argue with you until we're 102. You got to put guns in teachers' hands. Not because I want them to use it, but because maybe it's a deterrent to say, listen, you shoot at us, we're going to shoot back. Because if you don't do that, then you're not giving these teachers a chance. You're not giving these kids a chance. Otherwise, give me an AK-47 and I'll monitor the hallways the way some of the parents are doing now. You got cops going up and down the hallways loaded to the teeth at the doorways, and there's going to be one in and one out. That's going to be nice, getting out of high school with 6,000 kids through one door. Come on now.
I know. A lot of things to think about.
Yeah, and what's to stop some of those students from bringing a bomb to school?
Don't even say that out loud. God forbid that. But
A
the
lot of
bottom
things to
line is
think
we
about.
got to slow the roll. We got to get smarter. I love what Tony did yesterday. I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to place it. I'm thinking of sending it to our state senator. I love what he said. And I think that the more that I look at that plan that he talked about, the more sensible it is. And we got to be sensible. We don't have to get it right. You just got to be sensible and then work from there. We're not talking to one another. If I'm a Democrat, I want gun reform because I'm a Democrat? Really?
Well, we need
I'm
to
a
put
Republican?
the
No.
politics aside and deal with the people. And exactly what he said is stand with Parkland.org. Just have those in between, those medium voices. He said be heard.
They're going to have so many people at that thing on Friday.
You're going tomorrow?
Yes.
You're
How
going to
are
go
you-
tomorrow?
You
Alana's
gu-
going tomorrow.
Yeah.
You and Alana?
They're estimating so many people going to be there. You better
March for Our Lives.
You better figure out how you're going to get in and out of this place because it's going to be a huge traffic jam.
I live right there.
Oh, you will walk?
I can walk to the park.
I go to your house.
It takes 5 minutes.
I'm going to hang out at your house. I'm going to hang out tonight at your house to wake up to go. Because
Everyone just carpooled to Haley's house.
That's
Yeah.
it.
She'll be fine with
Party at
it.
Haley's house. Josh, you want to play the guitar at
More
Haley's
to come. Happy Friday, everyone. Tune in. We have It All Starts With You
Playing the
coming
guitar.
to you live at 11 o'clock, followed by our midday show at 12. We've got music. We've got a lot of people. We've got
playing-
wellness. I don't even know who we have coming in
Playing the
today.
guitar at Haley's house.
We got a lot of people coming in. And then, of course, the Florida Love Show today at 3. Have a great day. Stay safe. Please be kind to each other. And we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.